Hello, what's going on, you guys? As you see right here, oh yes, the Keith Torrens here, and welcome to another movie review. Now, I did Iron Man 3 already, assuming you're watching this not long after I uploaded that was the video prior, but now we're going to review a crazy movie, a movie called A Haunted House. Oh yeah, let's do it. And as usual, just like any movie review, this will have spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled, get the fuck out of here. Bye-bye. So, A Haunted House. What is there really to say about A Haunted House except for crazy? I mean, this movie is crazy, it's wacky, it's funny, it's fun, and sometimes downright disturbing, but in a good way. I think A Haunted House definitely captures what it means to capture, and that's to spoof movies like, you know, primarily Paranormal Activities movies, which I personally am a fan of, even though the fourth one was god-awful terrible. Anyway, A Haunted House, you know, you have Marlon Wayans back in the spoof genre. We haven't seen him really in a spoof movie. I don't know, he may have been in some. I don't watch all the spoof ones because most of them are, you can tell just by the trailer that they're going to be horrible. But the last time I really saw him was Scary Movie 2, which came out over 10 years ago. So, you know, he's back this time by himself, pretty much doing a scary movie again, but this time not calling it a scary movie, calling it simply a haunted house. You know, it's a lazy title, but it's, you know, it's a silly movie. It's not to be taken seriously. It's not to be taken in like you're going to be left with, you know, wow, what an amazing movie. It's never... it never tried to be that, and that's what I liked. It was a movie that knew it was going to be stupid, but it could be so stupid it's funny and fun, kind of like Napoleon Dynamite. And I think that they very successfully captured that in this film. So, A Haunted House. It revolves around a young couple played by Marlon Wayans and Ascent Atkins. I hope I'm saying her name right. And they move in together for the first time ever in this pretty beautiful house. And if you've ever seen Paranormal Activity, it's the same exact house. At least they replicated it. I don't know if it's the exact house that the Paranormal Activity movie shot in, but I would almost say it is. So they got the house 100% right from the actual movies, which was a plus because, you know, it's supposed to be a spoof, and it was cool to see them actually in the same environment as the serious movies were in. Now, the movie, there's comedy from the beginning really to the end, and it was just, you know, it was, like I said, it was a crazy, wacky, kind of stupid movie, but in a good way, you know. Like I said, it wasn't trying to be an epic comedy. It was trying to be what it was, and pretty much it was just trying to be funny, but not overly funny. And I think that that's really what gives this movie a thumbs up for me personally in that aspect, is that it's not that they were trying to push on being overly funny, you know. Yeah, I think certain movies tried to be too funny and it really came out and it didn't, you know, sell. Like Scary Movie 3 and 4, I haven't seen the 5th yet, so Scary Movie 3 and 4, they tried too hard to be funny, and that's ultimately what made them fail. Even I don't think they were as bad as people like to say they were. A Haunted House is basically a scary movie spin-off that centers around making fun of the Paranormal Activity movies, but it's done in a very funny and dirty way. And that's another thing too. They made such a good decision to bring this movie to an R rating, because, you know, Scary Movie has sold out. Scary Movie 1 and 2 were rated R and very, very funny and very, very fun and very dirty, and they were centered for adults. And now, from Scary Movie 3 to 5, they're PG-13. They're limited on what they can do and say, and it just ultimately drives a stake through the heart of the movie, so to speak, and makes the movie completely, you know, it just feels really watered down. A Haunted House doesn't do that, and that's a good thing. Ultimately, A Haunted House is a fun, silly, don't take it serious type of film, crazy, wacky, off the wall comedy. The acting, of course, was good, even though, you know, the film wasn't really high budget. I mean, they had like a few. They had, let's see here, they only had $2.5 million to work with, and if you know movies like, you know, if you look at a lot of high budget stuff, you know, high budget movies get millions and millions, and to work with only 2.5 million, and they've raked in over 40 million, that's a pretty good profit, and there's a possibility of seeing a sequel, which I don't want to see unless we get the original cast back. But I just think that the movie was surprisingly good. It was a diamond in the rough, if you will, in this genre. You know, the genre of spoof films are definitely in the shitter. I've heard Scary Movie 5 is god-awful terrible. I will be watching it soon, and I will be reviewing it. But yeah. So overall, what do I, the Keith Carnes, think of A Haunted House by Marlon Wayans? Well, Marlon Wayans, I believe he did a great job on this. It was funny. It wasn't as good as Scary Movie 1 and 2, but it was good. I would definitely give this movie a solid 3.5. And the reason I give it a little over average is because it wasn't a spectacular movie. It wasn't a classic comedy. It's not a movie 20 years from now that people will still be talking about like they will with Scary Movie 1 and 2. Scary Movie 1 and 2 are still very much loved by the fans that have loved them since they were new, like myself. And with this movie, I could see this movie being very, very much lost in the years to come. So ultimately, this movie was better than the average comedy for the most part, but it just wasn't a memorable, you know, go out to the theater and see. It's definitely not one I would pay in the theater. But 3.5 out of 5 for me. That's just my personal rating for the movie. And do I recommend getting it on Blu-ray? Absolutely, if you liked it. But look for it in the bargain bin for like $10. I don't recommend paying over $10 for this on Blu-ray, but it is a fun ride, and it's probably a watch once a year thing. Anyway, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this review of A Haunted House. If you haven't seen it yet, I suggest, and you like the kind of spoof movies, you know, off-the-wall comedies, I suggest you watch it. You should enjoy it. It is a bit dirty, so you may not want to watch it with your parents or any younger kids. And that's about it. So this is Keith Carnes. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and thank you for viewing, and take care.